Right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today I want to talk you through a really simple checklist that you can use to ensure you're going to give yourself the best chance possible of a successful workout. Because listening to this podcast, we know training, workouts are important if we want to improve our fitness, our strength, our resilience for our hiking. However, the way that we actually approach our workouts doesn't matter so much. We're not talking about the specifics of what you're doing in your workout, whether it's a strength workout, a cardio workout, a hiking workout, whatever it may be. But the things you do prior to that workout can make a genuine and drastic difference to, number one, the likelihood of you actually doing this workout and fitting it into your week and doing it consistently. And also, number two, the actual amount you'll be able to focus and get out of your workout. Again, regardless of what you do. So today I want to just talk you through a really simple checklist of things that I would recommend you put into action straight away when you're planning your workouts in order to give you the best chance of staying consistent and the best chance of performing well during that workout. So, number one off this checklist is you should know when you are going to train. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of us will enter the week or even the day and we're like, okay, we're going to fit in this training, but I'll just kind of fit it in somewhere. I'll fit it in when I get a moment. I'll fit it in like at this time, whatever it may be, if things don't get in the way. And I'll tell you right now, if you're going in with that attitude and you're like, hey, I'll just sort of fit it in here and there, you're destined to fail. Yes, you may be able to do this sometimes, maybe even most of the time. But there will be so many times where something comes up, your workout gets pushed back, you're like, I'll do it later in the day. You'll get to the end of the day and you'll be like, I'm tired, I'm knackered, or whatever it may be. I've got something else to do, and you push it back. And it turns into this habit of just being pushing back. And then in the end, you don't do it. And I see this time and time again from hikers who we work with who don't go in with a plan of when they're actually going to train. So the first thing I would 100% recommend you do is at the very least, at the start of your day, if you're planning on doing a workout sometime in your day, schedule it in. If you're going to do it at lunchtime, schedule it in. Write it in your calendar. If you're going to do it at the end of the day, schedule it in. If you're going to do it first thing in the morning, the night before, make sure that is scheduled in so you know exactly when you're going to be aiming to train. It may seem simple. You may be like, just the way my work works, it's better to keep things flexible. I'll tell you right now, as a long-term training approach, this is so much more effective. Get it in the calendar, schedule it, have a set time, and make that happen. Now, number two, even better if you can do this, is have a time during the week where you just plan out your week and you plan out your schedule. You plan out on Monday, I'm going to do this. On Tuesday, I'm going to do this. On Wednesday, I'm going to do this. And also, I'm going to fit this one in at lunchtime. I'm going to fit this one in at the end of the day or whatever it may be. And plan out your week. And purely just having a plan around when you train, it's just dramatically different. And I've seen time and time again how effective this can be. So that's number one when you're planning for successful workouts. Have a plan for when you are actually going to train. Now, number two on this checklist is have a plan for what you will train. In the sense of if you're just going into your workouts and you're like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do today. I'll get into the gym, I'll figure things out. Or maybe I'll do some strength training, but I'm not really sure what exercises. Or maybe I'll just sort of see how I feel at lunchtime and maybe I'll go for a walk or maybe I'll go to the gym or whatever it may be. Again, it's not very effective. It's not very consistent. And we will find ourselves again and again doing the things that we're comfortable with, that we enjoy, which is great, but then neglecting the other things you're like, I'm not really in the mood to do. And if you've got a workout plan and you've got a number of workouts, you want to be fitting it all in. So I strongly encourage you to have a plan before you even go into your workout around what you are going to train. Again, at the start of the day, schedule in your workout and say, today I'm going to do a strength workout. And if you have a set strength workout, say which one you're going to do. Or if you don't have a set workout, just lay out the exercises you're going to do. Say, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. And even better, if you can do this as a weekly thing, sit down on a Sunday, plan out your week ahead and plan out so you know exactly what's coming up. That is just dramatically different, because then you can go in with intention. Then you can go in with a plan. And through the day, when you're thinking about your workout, you can actually visualize what you're going to be doing. And we start mentally rehearsing, and that in itself can go a long way. So number 2 is make sure you have a plan for what you are going to train on each day. Next one is have a plan on what you're going to eat. And what I mean by that is before and after a workout. Because entering in a workout, we want a little bit of food in the stomach. We want a little bit of energy. We want to make sure we're entering that workout feeling energetic and not just feeling super fatigued. Afterwards, we want to make sure we get a bit of food into us. So, we're not absolutely starving. We're not going into our work meetings where we're absolutely just struggling and we're kickstarting the recovery and all of that jazz. So have a plan of what you're going to eat before and after. This doesn't have to be complicated. For example, for me, I make sure an hour before I train, I have a banana. And sometimes, depending on what time I train, I may have a coffee. And then after a workout, I'll either have a protein shake or I'll have like a sandwich or my lunch or whatever it may be. That's all I do. That is my plan. But I know I'm going to eat now and now. This is what I'm going to eat. And I strongly encourage you to do the same. Just have a little plan of attack. How are you going to fuel your workout? How are you going to fuel yourself afterwards? And then also, those are the 3 big ones. When you're going to train, what you're going to train, and what you're going to eat. And then on top of that, a few extra ones that's probably worthwhile is just having to think about for each of these workouts, what else do you need to organize prior to it? So you don't end up getting into your workout, you're faffing around, you're figuring things out, you're just out of the zone. But what can you organize prior to your workout? So that's all out of the way, it's all ready, and you can just get into your workout and go. So a typical thing like this might be timers. Like if you're doing some type of interval training, sometimes when you start up a workout and you got to like put together a timer or you got to figure out how long you're doing, or you're like, how am I actually going to time this or whatever it may be, it can just be a little bit like back and forth and it can just take a bit of time. So if you're using like an app to track your intervals or whatever it may be, get that organized before the workout so you don't have to faff around with it when you start. Or another one is music. Like this is such a big one. If you're listening to music or listening to podcasts or listening to an audiobook or whatever it may be, get that plan, get that done before you start your workout. So it's not the first thing you sit down and you're like, oh, what am I going to listen to? Or what am I going to put on? Or whatever it may be. Get it organized so you don't have to think about it. The same thing for clothes and footwear. Again, if you're working from home and say you're training at lunchtime, have your clothes ready. Don't just like wonder, oh, what am I going to wear, and this and that. Because again, it just sort of doesn't really get you right into the zone. Have it all planned out and just think of anything else you do need to organize. If you're using a loaded pack walk, for example, load up your pack the night before, have it ready to roll so you don't have to faff around and put it on a scale and try to figure it all out. You just put on your pack and go. Little things, but it makes all the difference. So for me, to you, today, I would strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to have a think about this because they may seem silly. You may be thinking, you know what, I'm fine keeping things flexible. I'm keeping things a little bit, I don't need to think about this or plan this or whatever it may be. But I'll tell you right now, if you can do this, so simple, but it makes such a difference over the long term. Both your consistency and also how much you can put in during your workouts. So know when you're going to train, what you're going to train, what you're going to eat, and have all those other little bits and pieces organized. And if you can tick all of those things off, you're going to dramatically increase your chance of a successful workout. So a little bit of food for thought there today. I really do hope you can apply this, and I hope it can make a little bit of a difference because I've seen time and time again just how good these simple things can be. So with that being said, I think that's enough from me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you got a little bit out of it, and we'll talk to you soon.